Established in 1989 in Australia, the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, APEC, has become an important forum for countries in the region to work together on economic matters. With its headquarters in Singapore, APEC is one of the oldest and most influential groups in the Asia-Pacific. Its goal is to promote balanced, inclusive, sustainable, innovative, and secure growth among its 21 member countries. These nations, with a combined population exceeding 2.9 billion people, contribute over 60% to the global economy. APEC has achieved significant milestones, like the 1994 commitment to free trade and investment, but faces challenges that call for reform. The 2023 summit in San Francisco, hosted by the United States for the first time since 2011, was crucial for discussions on international trade and economic growth. APEC serves as a symbol of collaboration and shared prosperity in the Asia-Pacific, and the San Francisco summit provided leaders with a key platform to plan for trade improvement and economic development.
So San Francisco is a natural place to gather to innovate and collaborate for the 2023 APEC Summit and CEO Summit and all the events that are taking place this week. I want to thank everyone who's made this week possible.
APEC, born from the shared economic power and common interests of diverse Pacific Rim countries, focuses on fostering regional cooperation, particularly in promoting free trade. Established with ambitious goals outlined in the 1991 Seoul Declaration and the 1994 Bogor Goals, APEC aims to create a liberalized free trade area around the Pacific Rim. The annual meetings, concentrating on trade liberalization, business promotion, and economic cooperation, have contributed to positive economic growth in the region. According to the APEC Regional Trends Analysis Report, the area is expected to experience a projected 3.3% growth in 2023, up from 2.6% in 2022, driven by a rebound in tourism and domestic consumption. However, challenges persist, including the lingering effects of the pandemic, inflation, geopolitical tensions, and economic fragmentation. Despite APEC's strengths in facilitating collaboration and easing business relations without binding agreements, the trade landscape has evolved since its inception during a period of increased globalization.
For many Americans, myself included, San Francisco captures our imaginations as the physical place where we encounter the Asia-Pacific region. The famous Fisherman's Wharf is just about 3 kilometers from this very convention center. So it is fitting for us to draw our U.S. host year to a close in San Francisco. This city, with its enormous bay, and you see in the photograph behind you here, multiple ports, and rich tapestry of diverse cultures and backgrounds. It embodies the trade connections that have linked our economies and our cultures and our peoples.
The current U.S. strategy emphasizes economic competition with China rather than cooperation. President Joe Biden seeks partnerships in the region to develop alternatives to Chinese manufacturing imports, highlighting progress on the new Indo-Pacific trade deal initiated last year. Carlos Kuriyama, director of the Policy Support Unit, underscores the delicate balance amid downside risks, including uneven economic growth and trade impacts from tightening monetary policies. Merchandise trade is expected to show modest growth in 2023, with a more optimistic outlook for 2024 and 2025. Shifting demographics, including an aging population and falling birth rates, pose additional obstacles, requiring multilateral coordination to address issues like trade protectionism, rising debt, climate change, and supply chain disruptions in the region's economy.
Ready, 2. Ready. We're in. Open the door. Ready. Doors. Ready. Pop. Ready. Ready. Close. Ready. Shut. Ready. Face. Forward.
We also have a responsibility to our people and the work in the world to work together when we see it in our interest to do so. And the critical global challenges we face, from climate change to counter-narcotics to artificial intelligence, demand our joint efforts. So I look forward to beginning this discussion, and I welcome you, and the floor is yours, Mr. President. And again,
San Francisco took center stage as the host for the APEC Economic Leaders Week, playing a pivotal role in shaping innovative, sustainable, and inclusive trade and investment strategies across the Asia-Pacific region. Operating under the theme, creating a resilient and sustainable future for all, the summit's outcomes, such as the Detroit Principles for Equality and Inclusion and the non-binding Just Energy Transition Principles for APEC Cooperation, underscore the event's significance. Hosting APEC not only showcases the United States to the 20 visiting economies, but also highlights San Francisco's strategic importance. APEC 2023 prioritized connectivity, symbolized by the iconic Golden Gate Bridge, representing the substantial economic flow of over $100 billion in two-way shipping transactions annually between the Port of San Francisco and APEC economies. The proximity of San Francisco to Silicon Valley aligned it as an ideal partner for APEC's focus on trade, investment, innovation, digitization, sustainability, and inclusion. Practical initiatives such as the APEC Internet and Digital Economy Roadmap aim to enhance inclusiveness in the region's digital economy. This APEC gathering in San Francisco becomes particularly crucial amid global challenges, including the frosty relations between the U.S. and China, the Israel-Hamas conflict, and Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
妥善处理分歧，恪守中日4个政治文件确定的各项原则，再次确认战略互惠关系定位，并赋予新的内涵，致力于构建契合新时代要求的。
The China-U.S. relationship, which is the most important bilateral relationship in the world, should be perceived and envisioned in a broad context of the accelerating global transformations unseen in a century. It should develop in a way that benefits our two peoples and fulfills our responsibility for human progress. China-U.S. relationship has never been smooth sailing over the past 50 years or more, and it always faces problems of one kind or another. Yet it has kept moving forward amid twists and turns.
Between the two giants, the United States and China, there are multiple sources of economic tensions. While both United States and China sides indicate a willingness to improve ties, the complexities of the U.S.-China relationship suggest that major breakthroughs may not be imminent. Key sources of friction include the declining trade flows, with the U.S. emphasizing the need to de-risk from China, resulting in shifts in trading partners. Recent data shows Mexico and Canada surpassing China as America's top trading partners, reflecting a strategic move to reduce exposure to Chinese markets. Another significant point of contention is the escalating chip war, where the U.S. and China are embroiled in a feud over China's access to advanced semiconductors. The U.S. has imposed restrictions on semiconductor sales to China, citing national security concerns, while China has responded with its own export limitations on crucial semiconductor manufacturing materials. The semiconductor industry, vital for both countries, faces disruption, impacting companies like NVIDIA and contributing to a broader tech battle. Additionally, tighter investment curbs, announced in August, further strain economic relations. The U.S. aims to limit investments in advanced technology in China, affecting sectors like AI, quantum computing, and semiconductors. This move adds complexity to deal-making between the two economies, with venture capital deals involving U.S. investors in China dropping significantly. These tensions underscore the intricate challenges the U.S. and China face, from shifting trade dynamics to technological competition and investment restrictions.
私から科学的な根拠に基づく冷静な対応と中国による日本産食品輸入規制の即時撤廃これを強く求めました。
I have found that although our two countries are different in history, culture, and social system, and have embarked on different development paths, our two peoples are both kind, friendly, hardworking, and down to earth. We both love our countries.
In a landmark face-to-face meeting during the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation APEC Forum at the Filoli Estate near San Francisco, U.S. President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping navigated a midway between cooperation and divergence. The leaders aimed to address issues, with notable successes including the re-establishment of military-to-military channels, signaling a commitment to transparency and risk reduction. China also indicated a willingness to address U.S. concerns on fentanyl prohibition and agreed to enhance renewable energy use, expanding metrics for greenhouse gas reduction. However, challenges surfaced, standing firm against U.S. efforts to defend Taiwan, human rights concerns going unaddressed, and disagreements on geopolitical issues such as North Korean aggression and Iran's influence. Post-meeting, both leaders expressed positivity, with Biden deeming the discussions constructive and productive. Tangible wins included the reopening of military communication channels and China's commitment to regulate fentanyl components. Despite these achievements, challenges persisted, reflecting the complex dynamics between the two nations. Biden, addressing the APEC summit, underscored real differences with Beijing and stressed the administration's commitment to smart policies and strong diplomacy. Positive economic indicators were highlighted, including a 4.9% growth in the American economy, 21 months of unemployment under 4%, and a 65% reduction in inflation. The president announced $40 billion in American business investments in APEC economies and signed a memorandum on global workers' rights. While discussions covered job creation, supply chain stability, and clean energy, the absence of a planned announcement on a new trade pact revealed internal challenges. President Xi expressed a willingness to be a partner and friend to the United States, leaving the question of their relationship's nature.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to APEC. Welcome to San Francisco. Welcome to the United States. It is particularly wonderful for us to be here in San Francisco, a city that for generations has linked people and economies of the Asia Pacific. APEC is a powerful forum to convene, to collaborate, to build consensus on the economic future for people across our shared region. Our engagement with APEC underscores the United States' enduring commitment to the vision that we all agreed in Malaysia in 2020, an open, dynamic, resilient, and peaceful Asia-Pacific community, one that enhances the prosperity of its people.
While the President Biden and President Xi meeting took center stage at APEC, other significant developments unfolded in Indo-Pacific news. A notable event was President Biden's meeting with Indonesian President Joko Widodo at the White House, resulting in the announcement of a new formal defense cooperation agreement. This agreement, aimed at strengthening military ties, holds significance not only for its substance, but also as a diplomatic move to address previous tensions. Biden's decision to skip the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN summit in September, had unsettled Indonesia, and this meeting served as a diplomatic cleanup act. The U.S. continues to bolster defense cooperation in the region, with recent enhancements in U.S.-Philippines defense ties and a noteworthy upgrade in U.S.-Vietnam relations. The new U.S.-Indonesia Cooperation Pact represents another symbolic victory for American efforts to assert geopolitical influence in the Asia-Pacific, strategically positioning itself amid growing competition with China. The agreement, as revealed by White House officials at APEC, will encompass joint U.S.-Indonesian military exercises, along with collaborative efforts in cybersecurity and maritime security. The APEC summit held in San Francisco in 2023 served as a pivotal platform for leaders from the Asia-Pacific region to address pressing economic issues, foster collaboration, and shape the future of international trade. APEC, with its rich history since its establishment in 1989, continues to be a crucial forum for 21 member countries, contributing over 60% to the global economy and representing a population exceeding 2.9 billion people. The summit focused on promoting balanced, inclusive, sustainable, innovative, and secure growth, with discussions spanning trade liberalization, business promotion, and economic cooperation. While challenges such as the evolving global trade landscape, geopolitical tensions, and economic fragmentation persist, APEC remains a symbol of regional collaboration and shared prosperity. The significance of hosting the summit in San Francisco, highlighted by the Biden meeting and various agreements, underscores the city's strategic importance and the role of APEC in shaping resilient and sustainable economic futures across the Asia-Pacific region. If you found this video insightful and want to see more, check out some of our previous videos and hit the subscribe button to stay connected.